right, y'all. We are here with Knasty at the Midwest House Show. We are also with Josh, one of the hosts for the Midwest House Show.
Won't recognize me without my glasses.
There we go. Let's make some noise for the Midwest House Show, y'all. Let's go. So we had Knasty just performed, and we're here in Kayako, the Kayako on the Go experience. And we're here just to get to know Knasty a little bit, promote him, and have him shout out whatever projects he has going on. So.
I should leave your room, but I'm dying to lie next to you.
So, yeah, just to get to know you a little bit, man, like, give us a quick background on your music history. How'd you get into it? How long have you been doing it?
Damn, I've been doing it for, well, let's see. I'd say it started back when I was, like, really young. My dad was a musician, so I grew up listening to all kinds of, like, 80s and 90s, like, you know, like Ozzy Osbourne, stuff like that. And then, so, I'd always been around music, but I never played. And then high school, I started playing guitar a little bit, started meeting other people that played music, started kind of jamming, messing around. And then college came, and I met Josh and Detour North, Danny, Emmanuel, Anthony, which is my old band. Shout out Detour North. Detour North on Spotify. It's an old pop punk band. It's awesome.
That's the band you shouted out.
Yeah.
Yep, we played one of those songs tonight.
I'm trying to forget everything that you said. Please don't tell me you love me. It'll go to my head. And the letter you wrote me, I read and reread. And I know that he's better for you instead.
So that's really where I started, was being like, I went from like, I'm gonna play John Mayer in my bedroom to like, all right, let me play pop punk in front of people. Yeah, so it was weird. My first show with Detour North, I had never met Emmanuel. He had never met me. He flew in from New York. We played a show. I was terrified. I had my back turned to the stage the whole time because I didn't want to fuck up their songs, because they were already established when I joined. Like, they already had a following. Like, people were coming to see their shows. So I'm just there nervous. And since then, they were like, they saw the potential, I guess, and they were just like, come on. So they kind of helped me become a songwriter, become a stage performer. I really owe a lot to those guys. Like, they just saw it through, like, thick and thin. If I fucked up, if I had a great show, like, whatever. They were my boys. They were, like, really brothers to me, and they still are. So that was Detour North, and then the pandemic happened. But right before the pandemic, Detour North, we kind of, like, halted, because, like, we went to college, we've been through all that, and then, you know, everyone started to get jobs, and it just became really hard to kind of do the band. So we're like, let's just kind of call it quits for here. So we had like a final farewell show, and then I didn't do music for almost like a year, and it was really like tough. And then the pandemic happened, and I was a nurse at the time, an ICU nurse. So I was like really like lost. I had no idea like what I was doing. I'm like, I'm a nurse, but like my passion is really music. Like, what the fuck am I doing? So I started like making beats. I created like a studio in my spare bedroom, started showing them to Josh, started showing them to George. George used one on an album. So I was like, oh, maybe I am pretty good at this. And I played them some, and they're like, yo, you should do this for real. So I started producing beats. And then George, who's in my new band, Mass Attack, he was already a group before I joined again. I got a habit of doing that, joining already formed things. But so I started...
Oh, no, you
enhanced
built the band at Mass Attack.
Well, I built the band, but Mass Attack has
Mass Attack was
they already had music, but yeah, I put like the
band though. Yeah. You are the boss. Like,
true.
Shout out.
So that's kind of where I'm at today. But yeah, if it wasn't for the pandemic and knowing George, because George records with Ksenia, shout out K Sound from Major Studios. I got in contact with her, and she took me in as an intern at her studio, and then did about a year of interning and about 6 months of having no one come to record with me, because like, I don't know who the fuck you are. Why the fuck would I come and trust my music with you? So that was tough for a while. But then once I got the person in the door and they saw what I could do, they were just like, yeah, we'll be back. So I had about 6 months of dead time, and then since then I really haven't looked back. I've just been kind of pushing forward, trying to learn new things and just try to keep on pursuing my dream of music. That's kind of the background. Yeah.
Sir.
Josh, can you speak on that a little bit? Speak on your experience with the band.
With, like, Mass Attack?
Yeah. Oh, no, the first one.
So like the reason that we always shout out Detour North. So I didn't play in Detour North, but I was like 6 man coming off the bench, you know what I'm saying? Like but no, for real, and the reason that like I always shout them out because it was Detour North and then I was in Mass Attack, and like those two bands, those groups of people, I mean, like they like these guys right here, the Midwest House Show doesn't happen without it. Like this is the inspiration, this is the reason that like I do this shit. So like it's important to me, man. I meant to tell the whole band, but like Detour North is a pop punk band and they have some like heavier songs like Blackmail. Go listen to Blackmail and tell me why. Like I love these guys so much. I was on my way to play a flag football game and I was like trying to get hyped. I tried to listen to Blackmail, bro. And I get choked up listening to Blackmail just because of all the memories associated with that band. Like, it's like not a sad song at all, but like I love these guys so much that it's like, yeah, no, it's all love. And then from Detour North, like me and Kim are in Mass Attack and we play with George, and George has a way of like pulling magic out of people. Magic that they don't even see sometimes, you know, in themselves. I mean, I always say I was in Mass Attack by accident because the first practice I was there just to take pictures. Next practice I had learned the songs, so that's kind of how it goes. But yeah, no, George, he pulls that shit out. And yeah, no, I love these guys. Like all this shit, bro. Like it is. I'm just honored and baffled that I like have this level of talent and this high quality people in my life. I'm just along for the ride. I do probably have to pop up back to the show is still going right now, so I'm gonna pop back upstairs and do my host things. But I love you boys for real. I love you for real. Thank you for playing. You guys killed it. I really enjoyed that. We had the Detour North cameo. Like that was, man, you know, that stuff. Yeah, that I'm a fanboy at that point. Like I'm straight up just a fanboy. So I really enjoyed that.
You know that you could make autumn bloom. I hate to admit it, I'm falling for you, and there's a million reasons I should leave your room, but I'm dying to lie next to you.
Oh man, so I was a fan of Detour North because the lead singer was my homie's little brother. Pop punk is not my style. I wasn't into pop punk music. I was a hip hop growing up. I like rock music, but it just wasn't my thing. But I went to support them all the time. I would be to every show no matter what because I was family. And then when I found out that they were splitting up, it was the same time that my brother had passed away, and that was who Mass Attack was. It was me and my brother. We were just a hip hop duo. We were just rapping over, you know, beats. I didn't have a band. When I found out that they were splitting up, they asked me to do a reunion show with them, or their final show, not reunion show, their final show, because they were putting an end to it. And for me, I was putting an end to Mass Attack because I thought I was done with music after he passed away. But after doing that show, it kind of like re-energized me to say, like, I can't give music up, you know, like that was the thing that me and my brother had. So if anything, I got to continue to do it. So about a year after that show, like that, when me and him I just ran into him at that show, we didn't really talk. I started locking in and working on my first solo album. And he was like, hey, man, I've been working on beats. What do you think? Without even him knowing, I put his beat that he made, his first beat that he ever made, on my album. That's how much I believed in him before he even, like, thought. And I'm like, I sent him back the track, and he's like, what the fuck? He's like, out of all the beats I sent you, this is the one that I thought you would not, like, fuck with. But I was like, bro, I'm doing some real experimental shit, like, with myself. And then he was like, man, that's crazy. And I'm like, you got to come to the studio. Because I was going to major studio at the time. It wasn't Major at the time. It was the Jungle. Ksenia was an intern who's his boss now, the head engineer at Major. Not really like a boss. She's more like they work together. He's his own boss and shit, which is cool. But Ksenia was one of the first people that believed in my music. And for me, it's just about helping other people. I don't care about money. I don't care about all that shit. It's the art. At the end of the day, As long as I get a chance to get a microphone in my hand and I could share my brother's name, then that's enough for me. Like, you can't pay me enough to do that. So I took Ksenia and I was like, hey, I got this guy. He's really passionate about music. He's kind of in a standstill on what he wants to do, but I think, you know, he's got the right vision. So I told her, like, she don't really take engineers and teach them. She don't like doing that. It's not her thing. But she took him under her wing, and then within a year, he graduated and became a certified engineer. And then he hasn't looked back. And then he joined my band a year before that too. And it's just about believing in the people around you. If they're your homies and you know that they have that drive, why not work with them, you know? People say don't work with your friends because it gets wishy-washy, but I don't believe in that. I feel like life's too short not to put food on the table for the people you love the most. And any opportunity I have is an opportunity that they have. Like, same with Josh. He didn't believe in himself as a guitar player, and I was like, bro, you play the guitar, you got a guitar, so you're a guitar player. You're in my band now. Like, let's do this. And we locked in, and we've done shows all over the city. We've done shows in other states. I mean, it's just about believing in yourself at the end of the day. And if you got a place to speak, then your people should have a place to speak too. And that's how I look at it. Like, as long as there's a mic in my hand, there's a mic in his hand, there's a mic in Josh's hand. And I'm going to plug everybody around me, you know? Like, that's just who I am as a person, even aside from music. If I see an opportunity for someone that I'm with, and those are my people, like, I'm gonna put them in that door. If they choose to continue to pursue it and they you know, really put their head in and lock in, then that's on them. But all I can do is get them in the door. You know, I got Kem in the door, and look at him. He's introduced me to y'all. Like, I mean, you guys are amazing artists. I wouldn't have met without him becoming an engineer. It's just a domino effect of showing love. You show love to people, you're gonna meet people that are genuine, and that's how you keep going as a person, as a people, as artists. You know, it's a beautiful thing to see where your art can take you and who it can surround you with.
Cause your bed is a casket for two.
It's beautiful. I sense a lot of, like, real, like, genuine passion for this from you guys, you know, from all of you, which is dope, dude. And it's like, you can feel it. You can feel it in the vibrations. Can you guys speak a little bit on, like, the importance of having that community around you and how to maintain that while balancing your life? What's going on with you?
I mean, I can't really speak on anything, but George, without him, I mean, he changed my life. Like, when I say that, a standstill is a good way to put it, but it's an understatement to really, like, what I was really going through. I'd be in the ICU taking care of COVID patients, and then I go home working, again, a second job, like going to the studio and then working on beats, wondering, like, is this even fucking worth it? And George would always be there every time I'd be, like, hard on myself or whatever. He always picked me up. He'd be like, dude, he's like, you're a genius. He's like, other people will see it too. He's like, I'm not the only one. He's like, just keep doing it. So community is everything. You have to surround yourself with the right people, because I used to have a partner that, like, I would play my music, do whatever. They would never be excited about it. Like, they wouldn't, like, you know, be like, you suck or anything like that. But they'd just be like, and it made me, like, really doubt myself. Especially after the band broke up, because I'm like, damn, like, it really, like, put me in a way. And then once you meet one person can change your life. And for me, that was George. George really changed my life, showed me a lot of love. And then that made me change myself and be like, I need more people like George around me, because I can't keep negative people around me. So I changed my entire life. I quit nursing. I started working with him at the school, teaching kids.
I'm also a teacher.
So when I say he changed my life, like, he changed my life. Like, without George, I wouldn't be making music. I wouldn't be teaching. I wouldn't be enjoying my life every day. Before, I was miserable. So community is everything. You got to have good people around you. And without that, I don't know. But George.
No, I mean, he changed my life too. So it's not like a one-way street. The people around me, they don't even realize how much they affect me. Like, they keep me going. I have days where I don't want to get out of the bed, you know, and it's just like one of those things where I have to keep going for them. And it's just like artists all around you. You know, you meet new artists. Like I just met him recently, and hearing him in the studio, seeing how they go record, and the group of friends that he has, and it's just like, that's why I do it. That's why I continue to do it, because it's like iron sharpens iron, right? You got to surround yourself with other like-minded people. A lot of people claim that they make music or that they make art, but it's like they do it for the wrong reasons. When you find people or you see people that are genuinely doing it for the art itself, then they can't lose, you know, because there's not an end goal for any of us. There's not, oh, once I get signed, I made it. Like, no, it's once you make the art that you feel is really a self-expression and what you wanted to say, then you made it. You know, every song that you make is you making it. So it's like, that's what you got to be around. You got to be around people that want that same thing, and you see it from them, and it just continues to inspire you. And like Kim, this man was working so many jobs, coming home, still making beats, and then doubting himself. And it's just like, bro, if he's doubting himself and he's a fucking genius and he's got all this, then what am I doing? Like, he didn't realize how much he's inspiring me. Like, bro, I'm like, you're tripping, bro. You got it. Like, just keep going, because you're doing it for the right reasons. And I feel like that's it. It's just, community is so important. You got to motivate the people around you. You got to make sure that you're not just being stagnant, and you really have to just, I mean, you got to push each other. That's how we get better in every aspect of life. It's just so important to me. Like, all that other shit don't matter. Life is fucking gone in an instant, bro. So it's like, I'm going to do it enjoying what I love. And music is something I love. My people are you know, there's something I love. My friends, people that are on the same shit as I am, like you guys, like this. You guys are creatives. You got this going for you. So, like, you keep going, bro. Like, I love that you're doing this. And I don't even know you, but I love you for that, because, like, it just keeps me going, bro. And I hope it keeps y'all going, and I hope, you know, it's just like a domino effect. Like, we all got to keep each other going, bro, for real.
And like, at the end of the day, we are Team Chicago, bro. You know? Yeah. And everything we're doing is putting Chicago up, you know? And Crix and Juno, you guys have worked with Knasty at the studio. Can you guys talk a little bit about how he is as an engineer? Give him a shout out for the viewers. That way, you know, they can hit him up.
Nah, man, shout out Knasty for real. My experience with Knasty, man, it's been like a good, year and a half or so, since, 2023 or so. It's been boots on the ground running, bro. It's been just a blessing to just, like, tap in with somebody that's like-minded in the sense of, like, I'm going to get shit done regardless, you know what I mean? And I've been put onto so many different ideas because of this, man, and it's so great for me to, like, go back home and when I'm engineering my own stuff to, like, add little tips and tricks, that, like, I never would have thought of in a sense. And, like, I'm really appreciative of that, bro. Like, that shit is just so amazing to just, like, tap in and actually have chemistry with somebody that's, like, I see you on such a high caliber level, you know what I mean? It's like we can then just lock in and just talk about some random shit and then come back to the music stuff, and like that's such a blessing, bro. So like, shout out Knasty, man, for real. This man is a beast, man, just on his way up, man. So appreciate you, bro, for real. Much love.
Let's get it, bro. First of all, hold up now. Bro, I don't even remember like when I first met you at someone's session. I don't remember whose it was. But then once after that session, I was like, I'm gonna make like projects with you, because I was just like seeing like and witnessing it firsthand too. Like when I'm in the booth and we're just like actually creating in that moment, I'm like thinking about something I want to do and then trying to figure out how to articulate it. And whatever the fuck comes out, and then he's like, I got you. It just locks in. Like, so synced up. I feel like everyone that goes there, like everyone that you summon into the spaceship, just like syncs up. It's crazy. And then, I mean, I feel like it's also just a lot of understanding too. Understanding not only about music, but just like life in general. Like, in there, like, talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'd be going early to studio sessions and coming hours late and just like chilling, just like it's just part of the day, you know what I mean? It's like we're just expressing life in there, and it's just part of the day. And he's always just so fucking locked in. like locked in the whole fucking time, dialed. He's a fucking alien, bro.
If I can add something to that.
It scares me sometimes because I won't hear shit you guys say, and you'll be like, and then it'll be like, it's like, you know when you like wake up from a dream, someone's going like, Chem, nasty, and then like on the 10th one you actually hear it and you like come out of like, it's like weird. I can't even speak on it. Like it's like sometimes when I'm on stage, especially with Mass Tech and Detour North, like you have like a blackout moment. Like you just get so locked in, it's like you're not even you. It's really fucking weird, and I don't know how to describe it.
Dude,
that's the best way I can describe it. It's like you've tapped into, they call it like, I don't know what they call it.
The flow state.
Yes, the flow state. It's like sometimes it's just the best feeling in the world.
We made history earlier this year, bro.
We
We
did.
fucking did. We locked in 10 hours, bro, for a session that we did, bro. The first official NEND session, bro, was a whole 10 hours with like, what, 15 people or so. It was packed, and I'm like,
Yeah,
it
we
was
didn't
so
break.
hot and
We
sweaty,
didn't
bro.
break. We went.
No break, bro. So like, this man is locked in, bro, for real, for real. So like, that shit is just an amazing just journey, and like the amount of patience that you have to have with so many artists as well too, man. It's just like, it's awesome, bro. So like, mad love, bro, for real, for real.
Thank you, bro.
Maybe I'm a bitter soul, maybe I'm just cynical, but this whole situation's so goddamn typical. You tore my walls apart, you spun the cobwebs on my heart, took my affection for your collection.
Okay, Knasty, can you tell us a little bit about the projects you got coming up?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm working on a project with Nico Suave. Shout out Nico Suave. His new album Dauntless is gonna come out pretty soon. We're kind of finishing up some tracks on that. I did a lot on that. I know Jamie did a lot on that. We both like mixed, mastered, and recorded the entire album. I think it's just between me and him. Because I don't know what else he's gonna include on there, but it's mostly us two. And then I've been working with Kid Hooli. Shout out Tomorrow Gang and Kid Hooli. We got a project coming out at some point. He's totally changed, man. When I first met him, he was making like more like melodic type shit, and now he's still doing like melodic stuff, but he's like more in like the punk era, and I love that because like I know that era so well. Which he's like, this is why I came to you. He's like, you're the fucking king in this realm. So I love working on that with him. Juno is always coming in, and he is like he's more like a fucking Kendrick, dude. He'll come in, just fuck some shit up, and then you never know when he's gonna release that shit. And then he'll be like, I'd be working on the video, and then he'll show you the video, and the video looks lit, and you're like, this is ready to go out. And then 3 months later, he'll be like, I'm dropping D&D next week, and I'm like, the fuck? Random as fuck. I just see you're tagged in Juno the Young Jedi, I suppose. I'm like, this song that we recorded like 9 years ago? Fuck yeah, about time. But yeah, I mean, I love that though, because it's like you put in so much work and you just never know what's gonna come to light. You never know what's gonna happen. But there's just so many projects, it's hard to name them all, but those are definitely like top couple that I'm really excited to get done and come out. Aside from that, I've been working on a project with George, Mass Attack, which has been crazy because we finished a whole album and then we started like experimenting, and then we decided to scrap that album and like re-record stuff, and it's just been like a real like journey. But that's what it's all about. I mean, that's what I've learned. Like, it's not about rushing and getting through projects, and this is something that I really want artists to hear. Like, no one's waiting. Don't feel like you're pressured. Take your time on that shit, because when you do, people will notice, and that's what people really love. Yes, it feels great to record a song in 10 minutes and put it out. Like, that's great, but don't do that every time, because real shit takes time, and great art, it does take time. And I'm not saying that's always the case, but I'd like to see a lot more of that coming out, like the Chicago scene and stuff like that. So when you're working on your projects with me, let's take some time, let's experiment. That's something that I love to do. I don't always get the time, because it's usually like, all right, we're done with this one, load up the next, let's go. But that's one thing that I'd really like to impart on people is take your time. Don't rush, because it comes back with community and being around the right people. It's not about getting $1 million. It's not about, jumping out of like the latest whatever. It's about making the art and the music. And that's really what I'm focused about. And I'm really excited for these projects, because the artists that I named, they're really focused, and they've gone back and redone and re-recorded things, and we've remixed things, and I'm just really excited for those projects to come out.
Man, there's so much soul. There's so much soul coming from you, all of you, man. And it's very inspiring, very inspiring.
Took my affection for your collection, and your letter I've reread, and I know he's better for you, so.
That's the interview, y'all. Thank you for your time, Knasty. You fucking killed it up there.
Man, I was not expecting this, and this is just like cherry on the top of like
Hell
a
yeah,
perfect
bro.
day for me. So
Hell yeah.
this is
Where can they
amazing.
find you at?
You can find me at Knasty Prod on Instagram. I pretty much solely deal with that. So if you want to book a session, I also, if you want me to make a beat for you, whatever you want to do, let's just chop it up. I'm really easy to talk to, and we'll get that vision done for you.
Hell yeah. So again, we are over here at the Midwest House Show. They throw a show at least once a month, sometimes more. So tap in with them, tap in with Knasty, tap in with George, tap in with Crix, tap in with Juno, the young Jedi. And real quick, to give you guys a background of what the brand that and the message that we carry is Kayako. And Kayako means I can in Tagalog or Filipino. And that's the whole thing we're trying to do, is build a platform for artists to get to that point where they can say that. Kayako. So we do a call and response. When I say Kaya, can you guys say Ko for me? Is that cool? Kaya!
Go!
Kaya!
Go!
Kaya!
Go!
Kaya!
Go! Cause your blood is a casket for two.